Hey guys. So yesterday a woman asked me, what do I do when everything seems kind of pretty dark around me and I cannot see the end of the light, the end of the tunnel and see the light. And I'm always usually this happy, joyful person, but right now at this moment, actually, honestly, I cannot see anything positive and I'm really stressed about it. So how do I get about just a tiny bit of joy back into my life? And well, actually, my first advice was to create something. That is always the first thing that turns up in my mind when people ask me for help. But sometimes it doesn't seem possible to create at the moment. Maybe you're very busy, or maybe there's so many disturbance around you that you cannot find peace for. You don't actually have your own space to create in and to be silent with yourself. So my second advice was to, first of all, create this space around you. And I think that many people nowadays have a busy life and have a lot of issues, a lot of challenges, and a lot of worries that fill up every minute of their day. So how do we create these sacred spaces, these sacred breaks during the day? And well, for me, I turn to nature because there are always possibility to go out into nature. It can be 5 minutes out in your garden. It can be on your way to work. You can choose another path. You can choose to take your bike instead of the car. You can choose to walk instead of bike. You can always get up earlier and go earlier to work, so you have time to take another journey, to go on a little adventure. And then I do that and I ask nature for help. As I walk, and the best for me is to walk slowly, so I have time to slowly turn into a better mood. I ask myself, what do I need at this moment? What is my question? What is my prayer about? So it could be, how do I get through this darkness with hope? How do I get hope? How do I get support? Dear nature, how can you help me with some advice here? I feel lost. And then I keep repeating this question in my mind, and I just walk slowly on my path, looking around, looking at the trees, the bushes, the streets, the pavement, the sea, the wind, whatever the weather is, the bird flying by, maybe a feather, whatever. I just sense whatever I see. I kind of note it in here, And sometimes I stop and say, wow, I think this bird want to teach me something. And today I went to the water and there was a heavy wind, really heavy wind. And I watched this bird, how it was like almost standing still in the wind, not using its wings, but it was using its wings. It was using the wings for keeping steady against this hard wind. So you can just lie in the wind, right? And I was really feeling like, I have a choice to walk directly to the hardest part, to walk directly to this wind, to this big power, or I can turn around as the bird did, and then it flew with great speed the other way. That was one possibility. I could choose to do like the bird. I can choose another way, I could choose to turn my back on this giant pressure, this giant challenge. I can just turn around and let, the wind guide me to another direction. That is one possibility. The other possibility is, if you know that you really have to go that way, there are no choices. You have to go to work today. You cannot just skip it. Sometimes you can. You can turn in sick one day, and get a relief in that way. But if you decide that this is really important to go to work today or whatever, I'm going, and this wind is really hard, it's really blowing directly in my face, and I'm cold, and I'm sad, or I'm angry, then you can do what the bird also taught me, that first it flew that way, then it came back towards the wind because it wanted something that way. And then it just used the force of the wind to go like down and to go inside, another, it like, how can I explain this? It kind of felt its way through this hard wind by going down, upstream, going sideways, finding these holes kind of where it's easier to fly. And then I was going to walk to the gallery today, and the wind was so hard, and I got tired of walking directly against this wind. So I thought, I'll do the same as a bird. I will find these tiny holes, so I will walk where it's more comfortable. I will try to find a path of least resistance. I know I have to go. The goal is down there at the gallery, but I can go another way. I can walk like up against these houses. I can choose this way, and then the wind will not be that hard. And the only thing that I need right now is time. So because I went up earlier than I used to, I had a whole hour actually to get to my goal. So I could take these other paths. I could turn and go where it was better for me to walk, where it was easier for me to walk. And then I felt that my joy was, my mood was changing because I slowed down, I walked instead of biked, and I chose the sidewalks, I chose the paths where the resistance was not that big. And I got to my goal. It took a bit longer time, but I had a lot of visual, gifts on my way, and my mood got better. So that was a tip for today. If you are also like in this dark and you cannot see the way through, then the first thing I think you need to do is to carve out some time for yourself, really, and see where you can take that time, and then take it slow. So that was my advice for today. If you need some help with this problem you have in your life, or if you need help coming out of the dark and you need a support and a helping hand, then you can always contact me, because I do coach people and I do mentor them into a life with much more joy, with much more flow and creativity, and much more love for yourself. A life where you can really feel who you are and what you want from life, and you can go directly towards that goal and also gold. So if you want to work with me, you can always write me an email, and we can make our first conversation through Skype if you don't live nearby me, so we'll solve it. So feel free to contact me. Take care. Bye bye.